What's happening, guys? So I'm coming through another video. I'm going to explain things and get deep into details on this topic because it's something we should talk about. It's something we should talk about because I feel like the world and a lot of people are going in this direction. I feel people in today's world are only growing more and more and more to the side of having abandonment issues and not growing closer to one another. That's how I feel the world is going because of the day and age we're living in. Especially, I feel like this stuff always existed, there's no doubt about it, but with how easy access we have to so many different people, it just makes cheating and makes everything so much easier, and there's no denying it, there's no beating around the bush. It is what it is. And I feel, like I said, the way things are is why things are going the way they're going. And it's ridiculous. I think people are ridiculous for letting themselves stoop down so low and then having all these problems. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me. I don't know why. People are their own worst damn enemies today in today's world. People are tripping, bro. People can't just take a step back and reflect and look within themselves and see things how they want to see things, because they have this picture of everything else. They're in their heads about everybody, and it just makes no sense. Because if you can trust yourself, you can trust other people. And with that being said, it's kind of like there's a side of that that's true, and there's a side of that that's not, because you trust yourself, I trust myself, but it doesn't mean we trust everybody else. But I truly feel like people that do not trust themselves at all are truly the ones that will not trust anybody else. Because if you don't trust yourself, you're not going to trust anybody else. There's not a damn chance. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, yes, I do trust myself, and obviously there's people I don't trust. So that's where I'm going with saying how there's different ways you can look at that. But if you really trust yourself, you can really trust somebody else. And it doesn't mean everybody else, but somebody else. You know what I mean? And I feel a lot of people today don't even trust them damn selves because they don't take enough action in their life. They're not doing the right things themselves. So it's like, how can you trust anybody else if you can't even trust your damn self? Like, you're with yourself and you can't even trust you. That's just fucked. Like, are you kidding me, bro? And I feel when it comes, we're about to get deeper into this topic, but when it comes to borderline personality disorder, I've dealt with a lot of females that had this, a lot, and it's nothing nice. I wish they didn't have that. I wish this shit did not exist, but it does. And I went through so much with this, with other people, and I can still trust other people. I feel too many people, and these types of people, they're in their heads too much, they think too much, they always think the worst case scenarios, the worst things ever, all the time. But you have to vibe with certain people, you should trust what you feel. And then again, sometimes people's heads and emotions, you have to get your shit straight, is what you have to do. Because if your shit is not straight, your own mind and emotions are going to play games with you. So that's why you're deluded into thinking things are going to go bad, because your mind is trash. Let's just be honest. You have to get your shit together, because I'm telling you, man, these people with these disorders, they could be around the most positive, most trusting, most caring people and most loyal people ever. They will still think they are being abandoned by those people. And I know how this feels, because this shit happened to me. Me being the caring person, them being the deluded person where their minds are messed up and they think The worst things when you're literally being your best to them in every way, shape, and form. And this is what it all comes down to. And yes, they have a disorder. It's literally a disorder. But I feel the way the world's going, like I said, more and more and more people are getting this. And it sucks. And more people are growing closer, or not closer, are growing more apart when they should be growing closer. We're only getting further apart in the world. It's not going back to what it was. It's not going in that direction. It's only going further away. It's like everybody is afraid of each other. And when I say everybody, I mean a lot of people. I try to live my life as fearless as possible. And that is what I do. I do not fear people. Let's do something. Let's talk. Let's talk about deep shit. Let's talk about real shit. Let's say how we really feel. Almost nobody is willing to do that anymore because everybody is playing a damn game. And that's where these disorders come from. It's like people that are in healthy families nowadays, man, are getting really fucked up out there. I know people who have come from the freshest, the most, like the best families, and even they are starting to get messed up. And that just goes to show how untrustworthy and how sick this world has become. Everyone's like trapped, man. Like in a simulation. Like everyone's trapped in this way of being that they think they should be. It's like kids took over the world. And now there's like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-olds that are like very fucked up. And it's like, are they ever actually going to become an adult? I don't think so. Are they actually ever going to have good morals, values, and integrity? I don't think so. Because the way they're being, it's like they want to do what they want to do. They don't want to grow up. They don't want to take accountability. They just want to be whatever. They just like, they think it's okay to break the rules. They think it's okay to manipulate. They think it's okay to lie. They think it's okay to do all these things because they can. You know what I mean? People do not give a shit about each other, and it's like anymore nowadays, and it's completely absurd. And it only makes it harder for the people who actually care to care. So it's like the world is just going in such a sick way. And I'm going to give you guys some signs right now as well of people that have borderline personality disorder. Now, there could be certain things that I list here and you guys might think, maybe I have it, but maybe you don't. Because these are symptoms of people that have this stuff severely. And I know this because I've dated multiple of them. They always come off as the cutest, most caring, sweetest, kindest person ever, and anybody can do it. Anybody can do that. They're always good in the beginning. And then they start to trip. And then they start to mess up. And then they stumble. And then it's like their head just goes crazy. Their disorder just kicks in and they go nuts. They start to have all these doubts. They start to self-sabotage. They let go of the relationship. They do something to screw you over. They do any of these things listed above. And it messes everything up. And time again. It's the recipe of disaster. And these girls never... Because I do not go after emotionally unavailable girls that are immature, because they never ever came off like that at all. They came off as more normal than anything you'd ever seen. Well-spoken, well everything. But when it came down to the thick of things, they were who they were. And every single time I had to go through something like that, it just sickened me to the core, time after time after time. And it got to a point where I'm just done trying this shit. I just don't want to put in any effort. I put in so much effort and time into these people, and it was so good, and I lost it. I lost them, and I had something I really liked, and I lost them, and it sucks. It sucks to go through something like that. And people who don't go through that will never understand, and it makes you not want to go through it again. So now you become hesitant. Now you just don't want to really try. I've got to that point, and then I took years off. Years, and then I slowly started again, and then boom, I realized even quicker, I know where this is going. I put a stop to it. And now I find myself giving up on people a lot easier because I can almost see it coming already. So I give up before it's gonna affect me even more in a negative way, if that makes sense. Because I don't want to go through that shit again. It's not fun. So these people, their own minds are their worst enemies. It's what it comes down to. All these people with these disorders, their own minds are their own worst enemies. And when it comes to somebody like me, I don't have these fears or thoughts or worries about abandonment unless you're actually showing me signs that you will abandon me. Because these people, everything could be going smooth. Everything could be going the way it's supposed to be going. And these things still pop up in their mind. And then it's one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, until their own minds make them make a very bad decision that they would not make if they were in their right mind. You know what I mean? But they can never be in their right mind because they know what's coming. They already know what's coming whenever it starts to happen. The disorder. Like I said, you could be treating them like royalty. You could be treating them like gold. You could be the nicest, best, most caring, most loving person ever towards this person. And somewhere down the line, and I've been in these, and dated these girls and been in these relationships where things were very good the night before, and then one day came, and it's like a snap of a finger. Everything's gone. They completely trip out. They just become paranoid and make a decision that they would not make in their right mind, and there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot convince them. You can't do everything because their disorder in their mind already convinced them that they're going to do this. Because like I said, their mind's playing tricks on them. It's like they turn into a person that they're not, and they make these decisions. And like I said, I'm the type of person that you would literally have to show so many bad things in order for me to not trust you and to cut you off, rather than these girls or whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever do this, they're not showing any bad signs of anything, and they still go ahead and do this because it is a disorder. That's the difference. It doesn't matter how good somebody treats you. None of that shit matters. When that disorder kicks in, when their mind plays tricks on them, they go ahead and they do what they feel they should do when they're not in their right mind. So it is what it is, I guess, you know. But that is the most obvious sign of this disorder. And it's draining to think about. It really is. It's very draining to think about. But I'm trying to explain to the best of my ability. And I'm in my own head thinking as deep as possible how to explain this to the best of my ability. Is what I'm doing. So. But when it's all said and done, guys, anyone can say, oh, someone with borderline personality disorder, they fear abandonment. Well, obviously, but I just explained it into a very deep level of how it actually is, because sometimes hearing they fear abandonment is not enough for someone to really know what it's like. You know, and I've dated some of these girls that they were literally on medication and I didn't even know. They didn't even tell me. They hid it. And I did not even know I was with some emotionally damaged girl because they completely hid it. They're good at it. I've had some of these girls that I dated tell me in the end that they are good at hiding it. I've literally had them tell me this. And it's like, damn. Like, you hid that from me. You wasted my time. And you knew this was going to happen. That's the shit, man, that pisses me off in the moment. It sucks. You know? And they had to do it. They just had to do it. And like I said, like before I got this video, I just want to state also that like a lot of people in today's society have these type of like symptoms because of how cheaty things are today, how sneaky things are today. Everyone's a Snapchat legend today. Every young kid out there, everyone's like a Snapchat legend. Million snap score plus, if not hundreds of thousands, up into the high hundreds of thousands. And I just don't understand how people can live on their phone every single day, all day, and just talk to other people, other mindless people that are all doing the same damn thing. It makes no sense. No sense. And it's like if one thing, you might have the app and you might go back and forth with somebody a few times a day. But like all day, every second you get to take your phone, you're on it. You're using it. You're not focused in real life. They would rather be doing this. I would rather not have a cell phone and be with the right people and do what you do. Live your life. But these people just want to live in their phones and be paranoid and think they're being cheated on, this and that, that and this, and everyone's all paranoid and anxious and anxiety, and you fucking wonder why. You lizards. You absolute lizards. Wake up. All you have to do is change your actions in this world, and your life will change. Because if you don't change your actions, your life will not change. If you continue to do all the same stupid shit you've always done, you think something's going to change? Do you think people just get blessed to get blessed or to be blessed? No. If you want to get blessed, you have to bleed. You have to put in the sacrifices. You have to do shit you've never done in your life. Ever. Which means making the hardest decisions you will ever make. And I'm talking the hardest decisions you'll ever make. You don't take the easy way out. You don't take the easy path. You don't take the safe path. Oh, I would feel safe if I went here and did this. I feel safe. Man the fuck up. And do the hard shit young. Because you're not going to do it when you get older. You're only going to do it when you're young, when you're in your prime, when you're capable of doing it. You think you're going to start doing hard shit when you're 40 or 50? You think you're really capable of that? And I believe at all ages, people are capable of change, but there's just things that you're not going to be capable of when you're at that age. And no one can tell me otherwise. And like I said, I'm not saying you're not capable of changing certain things. There's just things you can do in your late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, that by the time you get to like 40, 50, it's too late. There's certain things you have to get done at that young age or else it's over. You know? So just be smart, man. Be smart. Be smart in this life. You have to adjust to this life and all the crazy people in it, because there are hella crazy people out there in this world. And you know, it's hard to deal with people today. That's why I don't. I'm still waiting for people to wake the fuck up, to be honest. Like, is anybody, are they gonna wake up? That's the question. Are they gonna wake up? I don't know. But all I gotta say about that is God helped them. God helped them wake up. Because their entire life is gonna pass by being some robot that they never wanted to be. That's exactly what's gonna happen. So, God bless their little souls and hearts. Because they need bigger about. I'm out.